If you have a tree in your backyard that you want to cut down, and you have an axe, if every day you pick up that axe and you go to that tree and you swing 5 times with that axe to hit that tree, put the axe down. The next day you go out, pick up the axe, swing 5 times at the tree, put the axe down. The next day you go out, pick up the axe, and 5 more times you swing at that tree. 5 times. Every day you pick up the axe, and only 5, not 50, not 15, not 500. 5. If you swing 5 times a day at that tree with that axe every day, let me ask you a question. What eventually is going to happen to that tree? That tree is going to... If you swing 5 times a day at that tree every day, that tree will fall. End of story. Now, find your tree. What's your goal in life? What's your purpose? What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to knock down?
Find your tree. Like, what is your dream, your goal? That if you were to do 5 simple things every day in the direction of that dream, mountains of impossible dreams would begin to fall down. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. I am absolutely 100% convinced that if you'll change your routine, you can change your whole life.
The habits you have today will shape who you become tomorrow. And you know it's true because the habits that you had in the past shaped who you are today. And so I would ask you this, if the habits you have shape who you become, do you like the direction your habits are taking you?
Every day is another opportunity to get up and invest in yourself. To read, to listen, to journal, spend time with God. Every day, don't pass up the opportunity, right?
The choices you make every day. That is what you are in the mirror today. If you don't like it, or it could be better, it's on your terms how that works, no one else. You have to find the motivation to make those hard steps for change. It's gotta be you, only you. Beating yourself day in, day out. Not like beating yourself up, but whatever you currently were, you try to beat that measure and grow it and push it and push it. Growth comes from hitting failure and pushing past that. It's where all the beautiful things in the world are found. That little lesson in life, man, is congruent with everything in life.
One of my favorite quotes, winners do consistently what losers do occasionally. Winners do consistently what losers are going to do occasionally. And I frame in my mind, man, when those hard days come, good. That's awesome. Why do I love that? I have stamina. I'm in this for decades. Most people aren't. When it gets hard, when that friction comes, they quit. Life's competitive. I don't quit. I have that vision in my head of where I'm going. I think long term, and I've got stamina to keep going.
The pit and Potiphar's house and the prison are the things that prepared Joseph to become the prime minister. And see, we want to get to the top without the crawling through the glass at the bottom. But the difficulty at the bottom is the thing that makes us strong enough to stay there when we get there to the top. Like whatever we've got to do, it's worth it. Like when I look in the faces of my children, I could not look at them and tell them you can do anything you want to do and you can be anything you want to be while they watch me do nothing and be nothing. And people say, what do you do for a living? That's a really lame question. What do you do for a living? Let me ask you a more valuable question, if I may. What do you do while you're living? What do you do while you're living? Because most people do something for a living and do nothing while they're living.
And you put as much time and attention into your dreams as you do your fears. So many people think all day long on what they're scared of. All that attention, all that energy going into the possibility of failure. When I win something, when I go after something, when I put the work in and achieve it, why don't we think that way? We're always thinking about losing something, something being taken from us, trying to maintain what we have. Why do we think that way? Why are we always thinking about the fears, the worst case scenario? All we do is put all that energy in there. Why don't we put the energy into the dreams that can be? We either give birth to our fear or we blaze the path of our dreams. You're either living your dreams or living your fears, one or the other. And which one are you giving the most time to?
Well, I think one reason people don't change their lives is because they don't think they can. All of us have had people in our lives at some point in our lives in the past tell us that we are not enough, something enough. Not tall enough, not short enough, not pretty enough, don't sing good enough, don't dance good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough, not coordinated enough. You are not enough. We've all heard it, because that has never been the message that God has given you. In fact, you are enough for the assignment for which He created you. And that's all that matters. If I could give you a gift, and I can't, but if I could, I would give you the gift to believe in your ability to change your life. Because I know you can.
What the enemy wants to speak to you is that you are not enough. You don't have the gifts, you don't have the experience, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the talent. That dream that's in your soul, you don't have what it takes for that dream. I know deep inside of your heart, you hear that same voice. You hear that same lie. You are not enough. God should choose somebody else for this dream. And what the enemy is doing in discouragement is he is trying to prevent you from laying the next brick down on the wall that God has called you to build. If he can get you to not invest in your kids, if he can get you to not use your gifts that is going to bear fruit in your 50s, your 60s, your 70s, so that faithfulness that is required, as Galatians chapter 6 verse 9 says, do not give up in doing good. For if you do not give up at the proper time, you will bear fruit. You will reap a harvest.
If you don't like what you're reaping, change what you're sowing. Where are you going to be 5 years from now? What's your marriage going to be like? Your kids, your financial situation, your leadership, your life, your company, your business, your witness. Well, small, smart choices plus consistency plus time equals a radical difference. If you don't like what you're reaping, change what you're sowing.
Yes, it takes discipline, but the pain of discipline is less than the pain of regret. One of the saddest things is to come to the end of life and wonder what we could have become. What if I wouldn't have let those people talk me out of my miracle? Where would I be? What if I would have distanced myself from those friends causing me to compromise? What if I'd have taken that step of faith in my career and not played it safe all the time? You don't have to wonder. You can start right now. It is not too late to become all God's created you to be. The question is, how bad do you want it?